Hello everyone. Today's session is about Okta single sign-on integration with CentreStack. On the right-hand side is CentreStack web portal, and I'm logging in as one of the tenant administrator so I can set up single sign-on. So let's go there for the single sign-on, and then let's switch to a specific color theme so we can know which is which, because on the left hand side it's blue, so we want to have a different color so that we can know one side is CentreStack and then the other side is Okta. So let's go to the control panel and go to single sign-on. I have the parameters already set, so then I'm going to go through which and tell you which parameter is which. So the first 4 parameters on the Okta side, you can get it from the CentreStack side by looking at its metadata, entity metadata. So there's an entity ID. So this entity ID pretty much needs to be the same for all these parameters, single sign-on URL, and so on and so forth. And a very important thing to do is making sure the response is unsigned and then the assertion signature stays signed. The double signature, if the default in Okta is have the response signed and then the assertion signed, and the double signature is going to confuse the Microsoft.NET code, and also keep the signature as SHA-1 because the SHA-256 is supported by .NET 4.6.2. So SHA-1 provides the most compatibility because CentreStack was developed on top of Microsoft.NET. Also, you need to set up 3 attributes: first name, last name, and email, and then set it up as the IDP email parameter, given name parameter, and then surname parameter. There's also an IDP metadata. IDP means identity provider, so that refers to Okta in this context. So let's go over to the Okta side. There is a SAML parameter. So this is the single sign-on. So this needs to be mapping to the endpoint URL. And then also there's a XML IDP metadata from the left-hand side at the bottom. You can just copy that to the right-hand side bottom. So that's the mapping between Okta and CentreStack. And of course, you need to assign users to it. So then it's going to show up. And then to review it one more time, you can get this URL from the entity. This is an entity document, but if you open up the entity document, you're going to get the entity ID and then set the entity ID to those 4 parameters. Keep response unsigned and then keep assertion signature signed, and switch signature algorithm to SHA-1 for the maximum compatibility for all .NET versions. And then set up first name, last name, email mapping. So that's pretty much it for the setup. So now let's give it a try. Let me open up a third browser. This is Microsoft Edge, and that's log in as one of the Okta user. So let's check. Let me copy the login URL over and then log in. So keep the same name and parameter. So this will be the login name. And now logging is logging using the Okta login ID, and then there's an app pre-configured, and then now you see it's single sign-on. We only sign in, it's a brand new browser, we only sign into Okta, but now it's signed into CentreStack. Thank you.